Welcome, one and all, whoever may be watching this. I think this is part 12. I think that's where we're up to. I forgot to check before I started. The Invincible, obviously, ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, I guess, to some degree or another. So let's jump into it. This might be the last video. We'll see. Rohitra and Yasna fight the Cloud using a force field and antimatter cannons. Despite many losses, Cloud manages to break through the field, so they are forced to flee in a damaged saucer. Cloud? What's Cloud? I think they meant swarm. I don't know, anyways.
Hold on, was it?
Alright, so we're still on the planet.
He's not here.
Rohitra, he took his men to the ship. They're inside now. You had rather a hard landing.
How do you know all this?
Well, I heard him talking to them. To you.
Didn't he notice I wasn't responding?
Yes, he did. He said he'd be back.
If he expected me to wait here, he's sorely mistaken.
Okay, so the Condor was a ship.
Wow. It's impressive.
The Condor?
Yes.
It looked majestic in the pictures.
In real life, too. I think I know where Rohitra is.
It's to be expected that we'll lose communications as soon as you enter the cargo bay.
Sure thing. So many tons of steel.
Indeed. You'll have to establish a connection using one of the devices on the ship. I'm sure you'll find one in the command bridge.
I'll find that radio. No worries. So that's their marvel of military technology. Rohitra wastes no time.
Is it attacking already?
For now, he's only released the Cyclops, as they call it.
The hell is he thinking?
It's floating majestically, 3 meters above the ground.
Ah. What does it look like? Must admit that I haven't seen any pictures of the Cyclops. The Alliance tried to keep its existence a secret.
It's big. Bigger than a transporter. Its launchers are hidden for now. But for some reason, it gives off such an unsettling impression.
Does it make any sounds?
No. It's big and quiet.
Well... If only we could get hold of its blueprints.
This is hardly the time, Astrogator.
Yes. Another time. I need to focus on finding Rohitra. Suppress his warlike... There's one more thing, Yasna. This is important. I'll be able to confirm it in a while, but so far everything indicates...
What is it, Astrogator?
Headquarters were right about the Invincible. It's actually flying here. If I'm reading the message correctly, they'll be here in a few days. They're looking for the missing Condor. And they have no idea of the danger.
Everything makes sense now. They were coming to rescue their people from the very beginning. Not to gain some imaginary advantage over us.
One doesn't exclude the other, but yes. Turns out it's mostly about the Condor.
I like that we've been saying it as Condor with a C, but it's actually Condor with a K. It's the only thing I noticed in all of that. So the Condor is part of the Alliance. Alright, slowly piecing together the story. I don't know if I'm just missing everything or what.
I'm in the cargo hold.
Understood. Over
Oh, convenience. This is a heckin' big ship. Those are some dead people. Look at all this stuff. What, did they come here for war? Oh, hold on. I got stuck on a barrel. Well, isn't this just a happy little place?
In vain. The elevator won't start without a card. I can't give you mine, so...
Hey, are you sure you can't help me somehow?
What are you muttering? I can't hear you clearly.
Rahitra, come on, don't be silly.
Over and out.
Rahitra. Ugh.
Okay, so obviously there's a couple of dead peeps around, so I'm wondering if there might be a card on one of them. Might need to go for an explore. I appreciate that these blankets have just covered their heads. It's just such a big area, so it's kind of like, where do I go? Ha, it was right outside all along. Jeez, I would have just headed off into the darkness.
I'm sorry. But you won't need this anymore.
Well, hold on, why did she apologize?
Whether you like it or not, I'm coming to you, Rahitra.
It's a convenient way to display passage of time, having her close her eyes. Oh, is she gonna open them? Hello? Okay, there we go.
Okay. Not quite at the bridge yet, but I'm getting closer. Much closer, Rahitra.
Alright. So that's inactive. I guess we have to get it active. Let's just go for a walk. Hello,
Must be
medbay.
the medical wing.
Yeah, it said it on the wall outside.
Surprisingly, everything's still running. Was Rahitra here? different sections. Different elevator cards? They really overdo it with the security measures around here. I guess I still have some time to look around.
Okay, cool. So that'll get us to the bridge, I guess. For whatever that's worth. Minor announcement given to the general public courtesy of the command. Important. Lost a Delbana brand watch with a starfish-like dial face. In the family for 4 generations. Repaired once by a father who was a watchmaker. Worn by his astrophysicist son. The phenomenon of cosmic time dilation does not diminish the sentimental value of the object. Nor, according to current research, does it give any chance to go back in time and not lose the artifact. The kind finder is therefore asked to return it. Interesting, I guess. Nice.
Someone tried to eat soap.
Ooh, that's not nice. Okay, so we're looking at actual planets here. Read that on your own time. Oh yeah, it's another lab. Yeah, scribble's great. Oh no. Oh, just look away, kids. Oh, this explains all the scribbles, I guess, maybe? These guys go mad? Where am I going and what is the point? Okay, oh, here's something.
Rachel must have given them something to calm them down. Has he did in a hideout?
Well, I know we're dealing with like doom and gloom and stuff, but this is quite beautiful.
There should be more drugs around here somewhere.
Well, why? Do you want to take some?
This soporific could be useful, although I prefer not to have to use it.
I wish I knew what we would use it for. I'll let the game figure that one out. Alright, I think that's the only reason. This is like so old school, but also futuristic at the same time. Oh, let's do a podcast! Hey! The future is now. Alliance, excellent. Propaganda is the best. Alright, I think that's all we're really here for. Right, so I guess maybe these guys went a bit crazy. Hence all the scribbles and jank. Professor Azima found outside the base on the 24th day of the mission. Symptoms: lack of awareness, akinesia, mutism, amnesia, no response to complex stimuli. Cause unknown. Wake up set to the 46th day of the mission. Time for research process 22 days. Okay, yeah, so the crew kind of went a bit, well, not mad, but just got affected by the metallic stuff, I guess. Embrace the infinite. Yikes, I was just gonna say someone got shot. Do you wanna, like, take the gun? Protection against the flies, chemical methods. GABA can be given to the crew before going to the Regis 3 surface. Too long waiting period before taking effect significantly reduces the crew's ability to perform tasks dead end. I wonder why GABA, because it's a neurotransmitter, I think. Or it works on neurotransmitters.
The most absurd forms of protection against a cloud. And I don't blame them.
Wait, why would GABA be absurd? Oh yes. Oh, hello all the peeps. Oh, yeah, need to get a little closer. Oh. According to the last field report received just before we lost comms, there's one case of resistance to the fly's activity documented thus far. Despite meeting the cloud, one of the technicians didn't show symptoms of memory erasure and remained cognitively functional. Simply told, flies don't seem to be interested in him. We assume that upon the first contact with the cloud, probably because of stress, he fell into a natural stupor, which caused temporary deprivation of brain activity. It is likely that the cloud then took him for a neutralized individual and thus permanently classified him as harmless. It's only a guesswork hypothesis since we have nothing. We lack data.
Huh. Is that why the flies didn't wipe out all of my memory? Because I fell into a natural stupor. It makes some sense, I guess.
Yeah, what? So it's like they just freak out and their bodies faint? I guess that's yay for people who are easily stimulated by things, I guess. I don't know. Easily freaked out by things, whatever the word is. Azima's brain shows activity similar to those of a newborn. Will re-stimulating the brain restore consciousness? Treatment, transcranial neuronal stimulation. The use of a grav tapper, potential restoration of cognitive abilities, but what about memories? Protection against the flies, electric camouflage. The wiped out brain shows little electrical activity, and according to the latest reports, flies are no longer interested in their victims. Conclusion, we need to hide the activity of healthy brains. Cap of invisibility, thin metal mesh under the hair, emission of weak electrical impulses, imitating an erased brain. No available test objects without further tests. This is just a prototype. I mean, so if someone is confronted by the flies and then passes out, and their brain activity is reduced, and the flies are like, sweet, we've already knocked them out, so let's head off elsewhere. And then for whatever reason, the flies mark them as a victim or already undergone whatever process. However, if, like, Yasna is still up and walking and thinking and doing all the things when she's interacted with the flies after that first event, wouldn't they still pick up the electrical signals and stuff coming from her brain? I just don't quite understand why they would just, you know, okay, cool, she's a victim, and then just always recognize her as that. If they're going after something so specific as electrical activity from the brain. The machine introduces point magnetic impulses into the brain, causing a depolarization current which stimulates the selected area of the cortex, as well as other areas. Consequently, tissue neuroplasticity and neurogenesis will increase. Preliminary hypothesis: this method will allow subjects to learn language again and understand complex social situations. Recovering memory, however, is impossible.
So apparently there's hope. We can... No. Wait. The memories won't come back. So much for the hope.
But no, back up. There is hope. You can get the person functional again, and sure, they don't remember who they were and what they were, and that is devastating, don't get me wrong. but they're not permanently going to be in the state of a child. So why is that not some degree of hope? Oh, nice meteorites. What is making noise? Alright, there's still so much to see. This entire video is just going to be exploring, I think. Through skull interneuronal stimulator. Commonly known as the grave tapper, user manual. Function: registering the last conscious records of an already dead brain. Method: sending electrical impulses through those nerve fibers which in the terminal state formed a functional entity. One should proceed along the lines of the following scheme. Use TIS to cleanse the skin on the deceased's forehead. Attach 6 flat electrodes with elastic tape to the areas labeled in the scheme. Set dials in the apparatus according to the provided values and activate TIS by pushing the start button. Take on headphones attached to the apparatus. Observe the last records of the deceased's brain. I feel like deceased plural is not correct. Anyways, attention! The foregoing manual should be applied only in the case of a recently deceased or a deceased in an early stage of decay. The results of this examination are deemed uncertain and potentially unethical. I like that. So tapping into people's brains is kind of a no-no. Reapplication for permission to develop private projects. I hereby submit the second request for permission to proceed with the development of the reading devices I tentatively named Optone and Lectone. I would like to challenge the opinions of the higher-up engineers who claim that my concepts were mere fantasies and a collection of ideas lacking real functionality. I have created a prototype of the Optone as evidence of its feasibility. I wish to reiterate the foundations of my concepts. I firmly believe that the bold visions of the fantasy writer working under the pseudonym Lem can be executed. The entirety of cosmic knowledge will no longer be preserved on materials of natural origin. Books will take the form of crystals inscribed with their content. These crystals can be read using the aforementioned Optone. I am designing it to resemble a book, but with only a singular page between the covers. A single touch will be sufficient to turn the page. Its advantages. This will be a faithful simulation of the reading experience and a remarkable space-saving solution in our libraries. This will significantly expand our knowledge storage capacities, thereby giving us a competitive edge in the interplanetary arena. Note: for the presentation purposes, I will include the content of a story in honor of the Invincible within the Optone. The second concept verified by me is a reader with an audio playback function. It may be dedicated to those who are at the helm of the ships and wish to pass their travel time broadening their horizons through literature. Consequently, I do not rule out the possibility of presenting the story in an audio format. In summary, I kindly request a favorable consideration of this application and the scheduling of a presentation date immediately after our departure from Regas 3, so that I can promptly continue with the development work on Optone and Lectone. Yeah, nice, he's creating audiobooks. I'm all about that. Alright, cool. I think we have explored everything here, far out. I love it when exposition is just crammed in at the very end.
Were you deliberately trying to slow me down?
I didn't design these elevators, if that's what you're asking.
No, that's not it. You can clearly control them, but... never mind.
Alright, next save point. I'll have to end this video, I think. Alright, perfect. This will be it.